What's going on, guys? We are welcome back again, and we are going to be discussing another movie today, Insidious: The Red Door. This is the new installment to the Insidious movie franchise. I believe this is either their fifth one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I believe the fifth one. So, what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and talk about it. If you guys seen the movie, let me know your thoughts are about it down in the comments down below. If you guys are um, what did you like about it, what did you dislike about it. Now, I will say, from everything I'm seeing, the audience rating on this film is not very good, and I can definitely see the reason why. But let me know what you guys think about it overall. Now, this was actually directed by Patrick Wilson, who also stars in it, who plays as Josh Lambert. We got Ty Simpkins, who's returning as Dalton Lambert. So it's really cool that when you get a actor who decides to come back to the franchise, especially after so long. Now, technically, this was the third film, if you really want to get technical, for the Lambert. So, what happens is, I want to say it's like 10 years, or 8 years, or 9, something like that, depending after the end, or the entirety of the film. Now, unfortunately, Josh Lambert has to bury his mom. Dalton's going to college. He tries to go with him. We find out that him and his wife are no longer together anymore. There's a divorce. They're trying to be uh, very open to the kids, and there's begins to be a lot of problems with Dalton as well as also Josh, due to the fact of there's some type of memory gap that they don't remember due to being put under hypnosis and being revealed that they have been don't remember going into the further for so long. And I will say the entirety of the film is them both trying to understand what happened to them, and I will say when they finally do get to the actually good part of the film, because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I really did not enjoy this film. This film was very boring to me. It was very there were some cringe parts as well, and I just didn't enjoy it. It was one of those films where it's a one and done for me. I felt like it was really choppy put together. The story was very straightforward, but at the same time, it was not something that I would personally go back into and rush to watch. And I hate when movies are done like that. And again, I don't blame uh, Patrick Wilson for this. I don't. I just didn't care for the movie. But one thing I will say that was cringe in this is when Dalton does go to college. I don't know if it's like this one that decides to be his friend slash roommate, and then she moves out because I guess nowadays, I'm not sure how it is now in college, where you can room with a girl when normally it's just a guy and a guy, or a girl and a girl. So I guess it's changed. I don't know, but to his knowledge, he was going to be rooming with another guy. It turned out to be a girl, and you know, she was kind of cringe just a little bit because, especially with like when they're trying to figure out information on what's going on with Dalton. She kisses him, and then they leave. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I should ask for permission." Da 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 da. And it's just like, come on. Or when she says, "Oh, so you're saying because of my name, because of my guy." It's a guy's name, and it just kind of looked like, dude, I really don't get. I just started thinking like, I don't care. Like that's how cringe it started getting. Was I don't care about all that crap. And there was some funny parts where she could, do a British accent to be a bitch towards the ones that was bullying him. And then what happens is Dalton goes further into the further, no pun intended, to where he starts remembering, because once what activated it was him taking an art class and counting back from 10, and that's what activated the door to be reopened again, to where he could remember everything. He remembered what happened in 1 and 2, trying to go into the further to find his dad after this demon took over his dad in 2. And it really messed up the family to where the kids had nightmares about it, and the mom, I think that's what really hit the nail in the final coffin for their marriage. And again, you can't blame him for that, but at the same time you can. And it was really weird because it's like she supposedly understood, but in a way she didn't. So it kind of makes you wonder what exactly was the whole goal, you know? And it makes me wonder what exactly was the goal here to say, oh, well, you know, she just didn't want to be with him because of what happened. And it's like you can't hold this man to what happened. You know what I mean? You cannot hold this man to something that he supposedly did and he had no control over his body. So if that's actually the case, that's just, I'm sorry, that's stupid. But I can get it to a certain degree as well. And Dalton remembered, and he starts blaming him for the issues that had occurred. And when he finally starts remembering, he tries to fighting his dad in the further, and then it's actually the demon. The demon does take over him, and it's up to him and his dad while they're in the further to be able to fight and be able to get back their lives and close the door permanently or as long as possible. And they finally do. And then what occurs is at the very end of the film, they see Josh finally, you know, tries to make, I guess, amends with his wife and his kids. And at the very end of the film, he sees Elise, and he says, "I know you," and she says, "I knew your mom." And she basically just says, you know, "Stay heady, Josh," and then she disappears because he does not know, he doesn't remember her. Because again, she was a family friend. She was like another mother to him, if I remember correctly. And you know, seeing Lin Shaye return, I think that kind of it made sure that the movie was like okay, but at the same time could have been better if she was in it. I think if it wasn't so dark, you could actually see what was going on in the movie. If there was some better story-driven areas, I think that the story could have been a little bit better. I think that if we saw more horror rather than them trying to figure out the reason why they can't remember, would have been a little bit different. So again, there's a lot of different ways you could have gone differently on this game. So I don't know. Like I said, guys, I just didn't really enjoy this film. It was very boring, and I just wish that it would have been a little bit better because, you know, Insidious has always been an up and down franchise for me. So I'm kind of hoping that if they do continue, it could be a lot better. But what was your overall opinion of Insidious, The Red Door? Was it a good film? Was it a bad film? What was your overall standing on the film? Let me guys know down in the comments down below if you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you as always on the next one.